are real estate mega moms. I'm trying to bring the energy today, Steph, because I know you said that you
Get it,
were
girl.
not feeling great. And I think that there's something going around. There's lots of people that have the flu or respiratory, or, maybe January just wasn't quite what you thought it would be. And so we're going to talk about where you're at in your business right now. We're 1 month in. Are you on track to reach your goals? And I want to encourage you to go ahead and do a reset. If you're not there yet, it's okay. You're not too late. You're not too far behind. The spring market is the best market, right? That's what we tell our clients. And that has historically been true for me. I've always done most of my business in the spring months, like March, April, May. That's typically like the highest number of transactions that I have for the year. And so now is the time to buckle down and to take advantage of what opportunity there is out there with the buyers in the market. So how are you going to attract them to you? So I'm Jessica Hensley with Real Estate Mega Moms, and I am with Stefanie Stockberger, my partner here. And yeah, we're going to talk about some 3 things that we're doing. And I would encourage you to narrow your focus down as well. We're only going to talk about 3. Not to say you can only ever do 3 things in your business, but I would say master 1 and implement it, perfect it, have it on your calendar, you're actually doing the work, and then add another one, and then add another one, instead of saying, oh yeah, I want a little bit of Zillow, and I want a referral business, and I'm going to do open houses, and I'm going to do social media, and I'm going to do, not that all of those things are great. We do all of those things. But what I find is a lot of people have 20 different lead sources, and they're not good at any of them. they're not putting their all into any of them. Can you relate to that stuff?
Oh, amen. I mean, I am like that. I mean, I want to do all the things, but the needle moves most for me if I can really narrow it down to about 5. I mean, really 5 is kind of the thing. I mean, if I can focus on 5, and not that there's maybe not a 6th or 7th moving organically that I started forever ago and it's just on a system. But if I can really focus my team on about 5, and we're going to mention 3 today, because I think that, like Jess and I were talking about, is, the spring market, I think, is moving just kind of early, which is exciting, because I think last year, or the last probably half a year or so, I mean, it's just been interesting, just so interesting. And every market's just unique and fun, right? Fun. Real estate's fun.
Yeah.
But for our area, I mean, things have been picking up in an interesting way. And so how fun is that? And so Jessica's going to talk about 3 different things that she has been doing, and that has been giving it that extra pop. So even if you haven't started as of January 1st for your whole new year, look at it maybe as February 1st. February 1st, you can implement maybe 3 things, and you can just jot these 3 things down. And this will give you that extra energy into, let's look at 2005 as maybe starting February 1st. You can focus
2025.
on 2025. What did I say? 2005?
Yes.
Did I say 2005?
What I would give to go back 20 years.
I don't know what it is. I have really brought 20 years ago back into style. But anyway, so just write these 3 things down and get something into action, and start February 1st if you haven't started yet. In fact, I saw an agent on a reel the other day that said, January just didn't make it for her. And she had declared February 1st as her date. So let's start with one of the top 3 things that you're doing, Jessica, to see that momentum.
Yeah. And actually, I'm going to have to do a bonus, because I realized, oh yeah, we are doing another thing that's kind of big. But okay. So the first thing that we are doing to generate new opportunities, especially in this season, which is the tax return season, spring season, where you have more buyers kind of thinking about it, starting to kind of get it on their mind. Yeah, maybe this is a year that I'm going to finally bite the bullet and stop renting and start owning. And so we run what I call a first-time home buyer program. And that's the title of the ad that we place on Facebook Marketplace, or even just on our Facebook business page, or our personal page, Facebook personal profile. And I renewed my listing, let's see, Tuesday, I believe. And I even did a little bit of a boost. You can boost it on your personal profile on Marketplace. You can't go from your business profile to post on Marketplace. So I feel like maybe gets a little bit more reach, but I mean, you may have had a different experience, but I feel like on the Marketplace, I get a little bit more reach, boosting it, and it's worth the money. I think I spent $14, and it increased my reach by, several thousand, in my area. So, and I have continued to get phone calls, text messages, and direct messages on Facebook. And the summary of this, and by the way, if you're a student of ours, if you've enrolled in our courses, specifically the 6 foundations to building a business you love, I outline this and I give you a template to copy on it and just like walk you through it step by step. If you're not a member and you're interested in that, you can comment below, or we'll put a link to grab that course as well. But anyway, so the ad basically just says something along the lines of, the first-time homebuyer program is now available in, and you would insert your town, your city, or your county in my case, because we're a small population. And I say, so now may be the perfect time for you to buy your home. And I think this ad I did on Tuesday even referenced, with tax returns on their way, now may be the perfect time for you to buy and stop renting. Stop throwing your money away renting. And so then I say some qualifiers. And so the second paragraph says, programs include 0% down payment, and only say that obviously if that's available in your area. But I feel like most of us have some sort of option. For us, it's rural development, and then VA loans, of course. And so I say some programs include 0% down payment. We even have closing cost assistance available. And again, only say that if it's available in your area, because we actually have some grants and things like that. If they qualify, they can apply for those. And so then I'll just say, minimum requirement is 580 credit score or more. Reach out to me for more information. And I put my phone number, and then they can also message me as well. So I'm trying to be specific enough where everyone knows this is a legitimate program. This is a legitimate offer. And what I'm getting is their name and their number, whenever they reach out to me. And I'm going to walk them through just some general questions. And I'm actually a lender in my state as well, so I actually get to take their application now, which is really cool. But if you're working with a lender, which I'm going to venture to guess 99% of the people listening would be, you're going to partner with a lender to help you with this. And just know, the people that respond to this type of message are probably going to be nurtured. They may be more long-term. I was telling Stefanie earlier, I've ran 7 people through this so far, that actually had a conversation with, and I have 2, potentially 3, really viable options. And that's kind of why I wanted to be a lender, because I felt like I would be more diligent with following up and, maybe help them think outside the box and that kind of thing. Because I have done this with lenders where I give them 10 names and nobody panned out. And you're probably going to have that. So the whole thing is, there's power in numbers. Some people have ran this and had hundreds of people respond. So be ready to field a lot of questions. But if you don't have business, this has been a proven strategy that agents have used across the country in virtually every state, every type of market, and it has worked for them. And I'm talking even markets that have, price points of 700, 800,000, they're able to run this type of a ad or post on Facebook and get results. Have you done it in your market yet, Steph?
Yeah, I have. It's been a while, and I worded mine a little bit differently, just because I am one that I won't put any numbers for the credit scores and that kind of stuff. I think that I'm probably just a little bit more general. I just wanted to keep things more general. And I had a really good response. And actually I closed one right away, but I had so many people respond. And that's when we had a spreadsheet set up for them and that kind of thing. And because I had so many people come in, and it was just really hard to keep up with. And a lot of them you really had to work it. And at the time, this has probably been 5 or 6 years ago, I didn't have the bandwidth to keep up with them, to be very honest with you. And I think when I reran the ad and then I made it even more general, then I didn't have the responses.
Yeah, the key is to be specific, I think.
Yeah.
Because you want them to envision themselves in your ad.
Yeah. And I think I made it too general. And you just had a thought, or put a thought in my head. We have a grant right now that had to do with new graduates of a college. And so there could be something that could be ran along those lines too, that really could fire something up. So that's amazing. And honestly, I mean, it just came to my mind again. It's like I had a closing like really quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what I've noticed is a lot of the people that I am talking to are single women. And, so I could even maybe, well, I don't know, you'd have to kind of think about the fair housing. You don't want to do any kind of violation there, but maybe think about a pain point, that they might be facing. And just in general, renting is a pain point. You can't typically paint and decorate and have pets and, all of those things. So you could lean into that. But I'd just say keep it simple. Use the strategy that's worked for lots of us. And I've done the same wording for years now in the same area. And we haven't, and it's new people we're talking to every time. So it's just, you may feel like you're posting all the time and everyone's seen it and this is old news and it doesn't work. But you never know. You might post it and then somebody see it and it's just the right time in their life. And they're finally ready to actually read it and comprehend it. So,
that's one thing that I've learned from you that you do so well at is just posting on Facebook in general, that I've always just not been good at, is I'm not posting often enough. And I know that a lot of leads that you get are from you continuously and consistently posting on Facebook, the marketplace video or ad, all of your listings, and just posting different squeeze pages and consistently doing it. So I think that's just one thing in general that we can all take away from this, is that consistently posting on Facebook, all of these different avenues.
And what's interesting is I posted on Tuesday and I had one for sure, just one random person emailed me and she's like, I hope it's okay. I'm emailing you. I got your information from X, which is a friend of mine and Cody's, and he used to work with him actually. And then he bought a house from me last year, but he refers lots of business to me. And I think he might have seen my post and it was like, oh yeah, I remember, yeah, that's my friend's looking for a house. She's been looking for a year. I need to connect her with Jessica, So even if they're not messaging you directly from that, you never know what you put out there can just jog somebody's memory, even if it's a referral. So that's the first strategy that I would say now is the perfect time to do that. I think the first quarter is prime to do the first time home buyer, and it could even just be home buyer. And to kind of piggyback on that, I'm gonna make this sort of like part 2 of this instead of one of the strategies. We're just make this part 2. So you got your Facebook ad, and then you have for the home buyer, we're doing a home buying seminar or workshop. And so the way we're doing it is we set up a Eventbrite, which is free. We did an Eventbrite event where people can register or grab a ticket, RSVP to our event, and then we put that on our Facebook page as an event as well. We're emailing it out to our entire database, our newsletter, and of course, we're posting it. And anybody that responds to my first-time homebuyer ad that I put on Marketplace, I'm going to circle back around to them and say, hey, I know we weren't able to get you approved. With everybody that wasn't able to get approved, to actually give them action steps on what to do. But I'll tell them, you might find it interesting to come and attend this first-time homebuyer workshop. We can answer more of your questions. We can meet you face to face and you get a coffee on me. And so, yeah, we're going to do it February 15th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And it's the first one we're doing. We're actually going to do another one on, I think it's the 27th. It's on a Thursday. So we're going to kind of test out and maybe do this every month. One Saturday of the month, Saturday morning, do a home buying seminar one Thursday evening. So like from 6 to 8, we're going to reserve 2 hours just at a small room in our local coffee shop. And I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to be a great face-to-face interaction and hopefully get some new faces through the door. We've always based our business on referrals. And that is, I would say 70% of my business is past clients and referrals. And our numbers are really good. But this year, I wanted to shift gears because I'm doing lending as well. And I want to add to my base. I want to add to my base. I have agents to feed and to get leads to. And then I have some personal goals that I need to meet. So we're adding people, and we're not just focusing on our database, although that's not going away. We're still doing that too. So part 1, part 2. Did you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, we're doing the same thing, or I shouldn't say we. Jacob and a local lender are going to be doing buyer seminars and seller seminars.
Great.
So, yeah, I'm excited to
remind me to send you. I have a template for the workbook that I'm creating. So yeah, I'll send that to you, Stefanie. And anybody that's listening, that would be available to our students as well. So again, if you get that 6 Foundations, we'll make sure to make that available in the 6 Foundations course.
Awesome.
Okay, so the next strategy is the newsletter. So I already mentioned it. We do a newsletter every month, and it's more of a whole system than a newsletter. It's not just like something we mail out with just general information. We actually email it, we post it in our group, and it has a video message from me with some market stats. But the main highlight of our monthly newsletter is our giveaway. And one of my students actually gave me this idea. We're going to do a bingo card that we're going to email to all of our database. And we're also going to make it available to add to our database. So I think what I'm going to do is we're going to post something about it on our Facebook page and say, hey, if you're not a VIP member and you want to be added, message us and we'll email you the bingo card. And so what the bingo card is, we took the logos of all of the commercials that are going to be during the Super Bowl. And so they're going to black out, as they see the commercial. And when they get bingo, they need to take a picture of it and tag our business page. And when they do that, they're going to be entered to win. And we're going to give away a Yeti cooler, like the $300, $400 Yeti cooler. And so I'm so excited. I think it's going to be a fun.
Fun. Oh my. Yeah, they'll be paying attention for that.
I think so. I hope so. I would be. And so we normally spend about that much, $300 to $400 a month, and well worth it to have 70% of your business come from your database. Last year we closed 136. And so that is really a huge return on investment, huge ROI. So we're just going to take, instead of doing, well, we might do multiple prizes. Maybe we'll do like a cup or tumbler, and, maybe we'll do a few other ones, but the big prize will be the Yeti. So, so I'm really excited about that. And so that's the second strategy, is just to stay in touch with your database. We do outline all of that as well in our 6 Foundations, but it's basically a monthly touch. We like to do a giveaway with it. Another good resource that's available is the Perk Your Sphere book that Liz Johnson wrote. And I think it's like $10 on Amazon. So highly recommend reading that. We got a lot of inspiration from her for the VIP group. And yeah, do you do that? You do a VIP group too?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm definitely learning and growing my VIP group. So I just started doing the newsletter giveaway that you gave me. So I'm excited to see that grow. I'm about, I would say, 60 or so people in my VIP group, and I've got about 180 people in my Turkey VIP, like bigger group. So I'd like to see it grow still. So But yeah.
Yeah. I think we have like 200 and I may be crazy, but I'd like to get to 500 by the end of the year. I think we
Yeah.
can do it. I think we
Yeah.
can do it. So, and I'm, you don't have to be stringent or strict on like who gets to be in that. It doesn't, the way we used to do it was if you transacted with us or you sent
Yeah.
us a referral. But
Yeah.
I think what I'm actually going to switch that to is, like I said, we're going to do some big giveaways, maybe 3 or 4 times a year, and we're going to make it known, hey, if you're not part of our group, go join. Because I'm thinking, like, what's the harm?
Right.
What's the harm? Now, if I see somebody in there that, I mean, obviously the intention is that they would refer us business and they would use us. And if I see somebody, like, we're not going to allow other realtors to join.
Right.
Sorry, other realtors, and we're not going to, if they're using another agent consistently and always shouting them out, that may not make sense. But just for the general public, even if we don't know each other, if you hear from me every month and you see my face every month and I'm giving you updates and I'm giving you, a fun prize every month, you might be like, oh yeah, I might want to use Jessica as my realtor,
Okay. So you're going to let them in even if they never had a transaction with you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
To grow to 500. That's
Gotcha.
my plan this year. Yep. So, okay, so that's the second strategy. The third strategy is an oldie but goodie, and we are doing it, and it's open houses. And I know there is 2 camps on this. We got the diehards open house. They believe in it. They think it's wonderful. And then we have the people that are like, that's just such a waste of time. I'm never going to do it. But I think if you do it right, it really should be beneficial in every market, uh, even for the simple fact of the exposure that you're getting online. Because when you post that your listing is open on the MLS, as long as you do it enough in advance, there's a little special banner that shows up on realtor.com and Zillow, and you kind of get a little bit, special attention there. And I can't tell you how many people in small rural town America that show up to our open houses. Oh yeah, I saw you were having this on Zillow. That's like the number one place that I see or hear of people coming to our open houses. And then you have the signs, of course, and so any drive-by traffic, and then your own sphere and sending those out. I feel like it shows your seller you're proactive. You're trying to do something. I try to always do a Facebook Live video tour while I'm there so people can see it even if they can't attend. And again, it's branding. Stefanie, you've seen I've done an open house the last 3 weekends. Have you
I
caught
have
my
seen
lives?
you get out there in the open house world. And yes, I mean, you're showing up on my feed way more often. So that says something, right? No, I think that I used to always use open houses, even if no one came. And I always tell Jacob too, I'm just like, that's the time to learn. So you're getting the benefit of showing up online more often. It's showing the seller that you're doing your job. You've got a ton of time to market yourself, and you've got time to learn. So, I mean, pick up a book, get online, use that as your prospecting time, use it as time to, market yourself in another way. I mean, you've got an hour or 2 or whatever you do for open houses to prospect. I mean,
Yeah.
you're there.
Yeah.
So instead of sitting on the couch or if there's not a couch, sitting on the floor. I mean, there's definitely times where you'll walk in and it's just like an agent will just be kind of sitting there. It's just like, use it.
Yeah, and I think it kind of comes back to mindset
Yeah.
is, if you believe it's a waste of your time and this is something I shouldn't be doing, then that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to manifest for you. And I mean, I've seen it time and time again, same area, sometimes even the same listings. And an agent on my team in the past has done an open house, nobody comes, or they come and, there's no result from it, no conversion of any kind. And then I do the same house and I get a contractor, I get a new client, and I'm not tooting my own horn and by that at all. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, I think because of the positive mindset around it, not to get like new age and stuff and all that, but I do believe, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And what you are, what your intention is and what you believe is what's going to happen.
Yeah, I think if you look at it like I have to go to work and I have to do an open house versus I get an opportunity if I meet someone, or I have an opportunity if I meet someone, it is totally different.
And it may affect the way you show up yourself because of
Absolutely.
your attitude and your
Yep.
mindset. And so when I show up, I'm talking, I'm engaging, I'm asking questions, I'm, trying to make a connection, building rapport, getting information. I never I mean, I had one guy this last weekend that gave me just a little bit of resistance, but I got his name and email and phone number. And I don't have an issue with that, but so my trick on that, I guess it's not really a trick, but my strategy, you always fill out one or two, could be fake names. Most time I'll just put my own name on there. Complete information, email, phone number, whatever you're wanting from them. And then as soon as they walk in, I just say, "Hey, thanks for coming to my open house. I have a sign-in sheet for you and some information about the house. If you please sign in for me." And I'm not saying like, "Would you mind signing my sign-in sheet? Like, if you don't mind giving me your information." And so, that's what I think sometimes a new agent might do just because they feel uncomfortable and feel like maybe they're asking for information. But you got to remember, your client, that seller, they want to know who's in their house and what happens if something's stolen, if it's an occupied house, or, there's all kinds of scenarios. I feel like it's a safety issue and it's just kind of the least that you can get if somebody's walking there, you're meeting somebody, a stranger you don't know. I want to get your information.
That's really, really good advice. Stand
Yeah.
up, put your shoulders back, and do your job.
Yes. So those are 3 strategies, and you kind of got a little bit of a bonus fourth. Some other things that some of my students have been doing is expireds. I have a student that she inadvertently became like the expired queen. She's been taking a few expireds that one of them, in fact, was listed with another agent for like 380 days. She listed it for 10,000 more than it was with the other agent and got it under contract in 24 days. And I don't know what the actual price was. I think they had to negotiate it a little bit, but still, I was just like, well, you go, girl. And she has multiple examples of that. So because of that, she's, skimming the expireds and she's calling them, or actually she's sending them video about their property, specifically about them. And she's giving them her little stat, her 30, 60-second video, and then following up with a text and a phone call. And, she's letting me know how the strategy is working because she just started it this week. But I know she's going to have success because if they want to sell, she has a track record, So whatever your niche is, go for it.
That is awesome. Love to
All
hear
right.
it.
All right, moms. Well, it's a new month and you have another opportunity to renew your focus, renew your mindset, and to reach your goals in 2025. We are here for you. And again, if you want more information on our coaching programs, you can click on the link below. We will talk to everyone and see you next week.